This is Majo John Madden in the town square of Vega de Alator, Veracruz State, Mexico. It's darker here than the iPhone camera is making it seem. The birds are very active along this street at night. I love that part of this. I made a video the other night saying, "Welcome to the jungle." I've been thinking a lot today about Independence Day in Mexico and in the U.S. I love Mexico. I've been here 6 months. Very, very happy to be here. See the birds on top of that building over there? They go from the buildings to the trees. Very happy to be in Mexico. I think Mexico is incredibly underestimated by the U.S., misunderstood. Nowhere near as dangerous most places as people like to think, and the Mexican people are spectacular as far as I'm concerned. I'm definitely going to stay here the rest of my life, although I would like to travel back to the U.S. I'm not sure it's worth it. I right now don't have a passport that allows for international flying. My passport is just a card, which doesn't allow for that. So I'm excited to be here for Independence Day tomorrow, and I just found out at the municipal building down the street that there's going to be an event out on the steps of that place tomorrow night at 8 o'clock with music and food. And I'm looking forward to that a lot, and reached out to my friends back in El Diamante, where I spent the first 3 months in this area till my car got repaired 2 days ago. And finally they replaced the engine and I'm good to go. And I'm broke. Cost a lot of money and would not have even been possible with a licensed mechanic in the U.S. But it's running great. And I'm ready to go places like Jalapa, X-A-L-A-P-A, the state capital of Veracruz State, and what sounds like a great town, and then other places after that. 1976 was the bicentennial of America. I had been violently opposed to the Vietnam War. I was feeling very sour on my home country and gladly took a job. Oh, they just turned lights on. Gladly took a job in Nova Scotia, Canada. Once I was there, I got very involved in a meditation group. They kept bringing me back to America because the teacher was a guy named Sri Chinmoy, who led weekly meditations at the UN and was a big believer in the spiritual as well as material promise of America. So I'd go back and forth from Amherst, Nova Scotia, way over by the New Brunswick, western end of the province, to Halifax twice a week to join the Sri Chinmoy group there, and got an awful lot of good stuff from that. My marriage wasn't in great shape, so I really threw myself into that activity. I got a call right before July 4th from my friend Jim at the center saying, "Hey John, we're having a big thing on Sunday for 4th of July and America's bicentennial. You're our honorary American. I'm hoping you'll be there." And I told him very sadly, "Hey Jim, I'm not much of a believer in America these days. I'm happy to be in Canada and I don't know that I'll ever go back." And Jim laid a passionate rap on me about the promise of America, the soul of America, that left me stunned. I was living on a cliff right up above the Bay of Fundy, highest tides in the world. A little farmhouse that my wife and I had bought. We're renting, I guess. I think we were renting. I'm not sure. I think we bought it. It wasn't very expensive up there. I walked down to the beach, sat down on the beach, and cried for maybe an hour. And at the end of that long cry, I was washed clean and had forgiven my parent for being a very disappointing parent. And I've been glad to be back in the U.S. since. At this point, it's not that I hate America. I still kind of believe in America, the promise, but I'm really worried about America, and I think any thinking person is tremendously saddened and worried about the state of the country. So I'm greatly relieved to be in Mexico. I'm pulling for America. I stay in touch with friends back there. People following my videos on TikTok and YouTube are just about 50-50 at this point between America and Mexico. I follow the news very closely. I am cautiously optimistic that justice will be done and that Trump will end up in prison and that Joe Biden will get elected again. There are some very positive forces at work in the U.S., and I think a lot of people are waking up, but a lot of people are still asleep at the switch. And, you know, a lot of young people woke up about racism after the George Floyd killings. But Republicans are trying to totally turn the clock back, and successfully in some states. You know, in Florida, they're teaching that slavery really had a lot of benefits. Unbelievable. The level of disinformation, the level of looking at the pot and calling it white instead of black is very disturbing. Okay, but back to Mexico, where I'm happy about the birds, happy about nature, happy about getting back to the beach. In El Diamante, I was near the beach, but my car was broken down and I never made it. I made it to the beach yesterday, Playa Navarro, and I don't have gas to go to Jalapa now, but I'm going to go back and forth between the beach and Vega. 1810, Mexico overthrew the domination of the colonial force Spain. Very happy thing. Now, if Mexico could reckon with our new colonial power, the U.S., that mostly does more harm than good as far as Mexico goes. Okay, bye.